Hey everybody, welcome back to Megan's Menu, and it's so good to be back with you. Today I'm going to be making my first cozy fall meal. It's just going to be beef stroganoff. I usually make it with ground beef to save money. Yes, I've made it with beef, what is it called?
Stew meat.
Stew meat. And that's really good, but I am not doing that today. So hold on, here in my face. So I am going to be making beef stroganoff today, and it's going to be delicious. But we need to go over to my stove so I can start the creamy sauce, which normally if you're using cans, you would use like the cream of mushroom. I'm not using mushroom in mine. I'm just making a creamy sauce. Let's go over to the stove and I will show you how I'm going to make it. So first I'm just going to add about half a stick of butter and melt it in my pan. I have all my stuff set up over here, ready to go. So I'm just going to melt this up. Next, I'm adding about a few tablespoons of flour to my butter. So I put in 3. I have this. I need another silicone whisk. It broke basically, and I don't want to scratch up my pan, so I am using this wooden fork right now. So let's say I have it on medium heat now. If you have a whisk, use a whisk. That would be much better. And next I'm going to pour in 3 cups of chicken broth. That's what I have. So this is about a half of, flash everywhere, cream cheese. I still have it on medium heat, so I'm just going to melt this in here and not spill it everywhere. It's getting pretty creamy and the cream cheese is all melted, so I'm going to add some salt and pepper and some oregano and garlic powder. And this is a half a cup of heavy cream. And next I have, it's approximately half, you could use like a half pound to a pound of cooked ground beef that I defrosted from the freezer. So I'm going to add that to this, and yes, it's going to look like, people think it looks like country gravy, which I guess it resembles it a lot, but that's not what I'm going for here. This is ground beef, cooked ground beef. So my water is finally boiling. I'm going to salt my water and then pour my egg noodles into the pot, obviously. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour my pan of my sauce into here, and then I have a half a cup of sour cream I'm going to mix in as well. Let me show you so you can see inside my pot. My Dutch oven, whatever it is. I could use a bigger spoon. That would actually be very helpful. Okay, now all we need is some cheese and a veggie on the side, and you have a yummy home cooked meal. And this was so easy, so delicious. Even with ground beef, it's still good. Okay, so the food is all done, but I didn't have a vegetable ready, but I found some broken apart little pieces of carrots. So I rinsed them and peeled them, and now I'm just going to chop them up so we can put them on our plates. And then we'll be all done. Okay, so there is our dinner, a nice beef stroganoff. Simple with ground beef, obviously better with the actual like stew meat type, whatever. And carrots with cheese. And for dessert, we do have some cupcakes. When we get the chance, we'll put up the video, but it's interesting because I was wearing a wig and it was all funny because it was the day before Halloween, but we made some cupcakes. So for this homemade Sloppy Joe recipe, I'm going to make some hoagie rolls or buns first, and this is 2.5 cups warm water. 1.5 tablespoons yeast, a teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of honey, 1/4 cup of oil. And then I'm going to whisk that around, let it sit, and then gradually add about 6 cups approximately of flour. So now for one of our sides, I'm just going to cut up some red potatoes and roast them in the oven with some olive oil, some salt and pepper, and rosemary. And then we're gonna have some green peppers cut up on the side. So while my hoagie buns rise, that's what I'm gonna do. Meanwhile, preheat your oven to 450. I just threw that off the table. So now you're adding in about 2 cups of tomato sauce.
1/4 cup of barbecue sauce.
Okay. Next is 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. Two tablespoons of soy sauce. I have liquid amino, so I'm just gonna eyeball this. 1, 2. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Half a teaspoon salt and half a teaspoon pepper. I think this is 1/4. Probably. I can't see it on my glasses, but that's that. So that's 2 teaspoons garlic powder. So I'm gonna put some heavy cream on the top of these and then some sesame seeds too. Into the oven. So tonight's fall, not chocolate, tonight's like cozy dinner for fall is, I have it on my board, butternut squash mac and cheese. So I already have my water boiling and I'm going to be using 2 pounds of cavatappi, I think that's what it's called. So I can never talk. So I'm going to go over to my stove and pour in my noodles, my cavatappi. So first I need to salt my water. So first in my pan, I just turned it on, it's not quite hot yet. I'm going to put in I almost said 3 tablespoons. I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons butter. So next I am going to whisk in 4 tablespoons of flour. Well, I have a wooden fork so I don't ruin my pan. And my heat is on medium right now. And next I'm going to put in 2 cups of milk. Obviously, if you have a whisk, use it. I need another silicone one so I don't mess up my pan, but off camera I will probably use my metal whisk so you don't all cringe. So my pasta was done, so I drained it and I put some butter in there so it doesn't stick, but now I'm using a half of a package of cream cheese, so I'm going to cut it in half. Sounds logical to me. And then this is where it gets really creamy in the pan with the cream cheese, hence the cream cheese, I guess. There we go. Yummy. Okay, so once this is all smooth and creamy, beautiful. I mean, seriously, look at this. Really smooth. Then you want to add a cup of butternut squash puree. And just heat that through. And then next I'm going to oh my crap. Next I'm going to add 8 ounces of, I shredded a block of Gouda. Obviously use whatever cheese you want. This time I'm using Gouda. I still have it on medium heat, just mix it until it's all melted through, which doesn't take that long. So next I'm adding a teaspoon each of salt, pepper, and paprika. And then I have a half a cup of heavy cream. This is a cup of milk. So that is how we make our butternut squash homemade mac and cheese. Anyway, thank you so much for watching our video and spending time with us. And I hope you join us for our next video next week, I guess. Okay, see ya. Bye.